What are you doing, Andy?
Fucking about.
It's Friday. Welcome back to Rudge, aka the Doctor. If you've just joined us, hit like, share and subscribe. Sit back and enjoy the ride. We release a video every Friday and I promise I'll try not to disappoint you. Right, this week was the Bucket's birthday. She had a great time and she'd like to thank everybody for their kind wishes of happy birthday. I think even somebody sang to her, I don't know. Anyway, she had a great time, bless her. The Hobbit is busy getting soaking wet, cutting tiles. I'll put a picture in there of her in a minute. She rung me up and asked me if she could take the guard off the tile cutter, which is full of water to keep the dust down, obviously, and the wheel turns in it, the cutting disc. So I said, yeah, take the cover off. Of course, sprayed her with water. I'm sorry about that, Hobbit. She does take some stick, bless her. Anyway, what have we got this week? Well, this week I go and get my HGV medical because I will be back in Greece when my licence runs out. So I've had to do that now, and I was told if I sent the forms off, they would process it early for me. Had a bit of a problem there. The local doctors that I've been with for the last 8 years or more, first of all said they could do it. They put me on a waiting list. After 2 months I rang them and they said they couldn't do it because they were no longer doing it. It was nice of them to tell me. So I then hired a car, that we'll get into in the video actually about that. Hired a car, which cost me a bit of money obviously, to go to Plymouth, where I then had to pay D4 to do the medical for me. I then had to get a Specsavers to get my eyes tested, blah-de-blah-de-blah, yada-yada-yada. And then Compass House, my doctors, rang me and said they could fit me in for an appointment. This country's gone to the dogs, isn't it? Anyway, before I start whinging too badly, Ian Redman was this week's winner of last week's Guess Where I Am on Kefalonia Winter Warmer. Well done, mate. And thank you for bringing out that Madras paste last year. He brings out my curry paste, which I can't get in Kefalonia. So yeah, thanks for that, mate. And I'm looking forward to seeing you wherever you want to meet up, actually, this coming season, because he's coming out again. So yeah, well done there. Right, well, we'd best get on with the video. There is a winter warmer. If you, I know it's a grey and dull video because it's filmed in the UK and we're in the winter at the minute still, but there is a winter warmer on the end where you have to guess where I am. So that will brighten your day up, won't it? Right, let's get on with the video. Right, well, here we go. I had to hire a car. Here it is. The mighty Berlingo. Well, I don't think that should be allowed really, but that's just my opinion. Part of bigger things today. I've got to go and get the tools in the van in some sort of order. Tools loaded into boxes and all the bits and pieces that are in the van so that when I get the big van I can go straight to Jed's, chuck the stuff in out of the yellow van, and then drive to Chicken Boy's place where we will load the stuff in the garage onto the big van. Then it has to go to Nomad. And before you ask, no, I'm not holding the camera, it's on a contraption. Well, it's actually on a selfie stick that's weighed down by some weights onto the seat, passenger seat, which is why it keeps wobbling around as we're going over bumps. I am steadying my hand on occasions, which I shouldn't do, I suppose. So yeah, I've hired a car, and that's an interesting concept in itself. Nothing that the Rudge does is bog standard, as you've probably learnt by now. Yeah, I went online like you do, the compare sites, and I found cars where it's gonna, for a few days, I needed the car over the weekend because I need to get my HGV medical. Oh, and by the way, Compass House Medical Centre, thank you ever so much for that. I rang my doctors to get my HGV medical, and I was told I'd be put on the list. So I waited, and about a month or so later I thought I've had enough of this, so I rang them up. Oh no, she said, we don't do HGV medicals anymore. We've got too much of a backlog for the NHS, which, you know, seemed to make sense, and I thought, well, it's just the way the country's gone. So now I've booked a private one in Plymouth, which is why I hired the car originally. And then I thought, well, I can move my stuff and go and get my medicals and go to the hospital. I had a hospital appointment as well, so I hired the car. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, I went on the compare sites. A car for a few days, because now I need it for a few days, as I have the HGV medical in Plymouth. It was going to be a couple of £100. Add that to the van, we're already into about 500 quid by that point, and I thought, just haven't got it. With the boat selling for as little money as it did, I just haven't got that sort of money. So all of a sudden, this guy in St Marychurch, I'll leave a link in the description, popped up on my radar. He rents out older vehicles, and this Berlingo that I'm driving, the mighty Berlingo, has cost me 120 quid for 7 days, which I don't think is too bad. It came empty, I had to put some diesel in, which I don't mind, and he delivered it, which was good, because I can't walk anywhere, as you know, at the moment because of my back. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. But so far I've used it a couple of times, took the bucket shopping in it. I've been to Jed's, been to the hospital. We're on our way back to Jed's now to sort the van. I just remembered what the name of the car hire company is. It's Archer's Low Cost Car Hire in St Marychurch. I'll put a link, as I said earlier, in the description below, and his telephone number. Very nice chap, very amenable. And like I say, so far it's an old car, but it's doing the job, and the Berlingo's ideal for me because I can put stuff in it, move things around. Anyway, let's crack on. Well, it's making me back hurt thinking about it. Behind here is a roll cab, as you can see. My top box for the roll cabs over there. I've got all my woodworking tools and nuts and bolts, fishing reel, vices. Let's crack on. Right, well, that's the box with all the bits that I was worried about. That's all packed, and the rest of it is pretty much going to be just a lift on, lift off job, I think. So I think we're done with that. I'd best go and see if Chicken Boy's about. The van sorted out, sort of, as best I can do. My back's killing me now. I need to go and sit down, so I'm going to try and get hold of Chicken Boy, see if he's about. But this is Jed's place, Ocean Van Centre, and like I said before, if you need a van, give him a ring. He's in Brixham, Devon, so you can Google that. He does everything from small vans to big vans. I've just had a very nice full English breakfast at the Sunshine Cafe, thanks to these guys here. So if ever you're in the area, there's the board that tells you when they're open and when they're shut. I was a bit late, but they still served me. Anyway, thanks guys. I'll see you when I'm next back in the UK. Right, here we are, another day, another dime. Time to renew my HGV. Now, with the withdrawal agreement came some options, quite a few bonuses when I got my biometric. One of them we fought for was to keep our British licences. Now, I've got my HGV motorbike, stuff like that on it. I'll probably swap to a Greek one at some point. However, just at the moment, I've heard horror stories about people losing various categories. I didn't want that to happen, so I kept my British licence, but of course my HGV runs out this year in July, and I'll be away. So I'm going for my medical in Plymouth, and then I'll send it off with the covering letter as to why I'm having to do it early, and hopefully get it sorted out. So Leonardo Hotel, I think it's called, is where D4, the company that do the medicals, run out of. So be warned, they told me I could go to reception and they'd cover the car park, and they don't. So go and get your ticket before you leave the car, otherwise you'll get done, because it's all on camera here. Anyway, let's go and get it sorted out. The old back's getting a bit of a workout. I didn't think I'd got to walk this far, otherwise I wouldn't have come here. It's a good job I'm feeling a bit better, as you can see. Limping again. So yeah, misinformation as always. Anyway, here's the hotel where they do the medicals. This is G reception. But there ain't no G on there, is there? What's wrong with that? So that was the medical. We're in the lift now, going down to -1 apparently, to go and collect the car from the car park. Specsavers have got to fill out the optician side of things, which I thought might happen. So off we go. There's a good view of that looks like Sutton Harbour there. Oh, yeah, it must be Sutton Harbour. Pretty grim out there today. I was going to go and get something to eat, but I think I'm just going to get the car, because that's horrible. Yeah, well, I'm trying to find somewhere to park in Plymouth so I could do a bit of footage for you. It's pouring down in rain, my back's not good. So I thought I'll find somewhere close enough to a hostelry where I can get a coffee and maybe something to eat. Look at that, look, 2 spaces being taken up by cars that don't appear to be electric. Tell you what, this electric movement's going well, isn't it? But that's just what I think of it. You can do what you want. Yeah, wonderful Plymouth in the rain, in the traffic. Speed cameras everywhere, nowhere to park, and when you do, it's a fortune. I just had to pay £3.50 to get my medical done. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it really. Anyway, my blood pressure's a little bit high. She'd like me to go and see a doctor. Has been since I had my jab, to be fair, but it's not high enough for them to worry about my licence. So yes, I've passed my medical, so I can keep my HGV now, which is good. So let's go down to the Barbican, see if we can find somewhere to park. This is the second time I've come down here. As you can see, there's loading bay after loading bay, but nowhere to park your car. And if you can park your car, you have to pay. Local councils, huh? I don't suppose it affects Plymouth too much, but I know that in Torquay, when they started putting the parking charges up and charging everywhere you went to park, it killed the high street. People like me weren't prepared to pay £3.50 to park the car, and then another £3 for a coffee. That's expensive coffee. Anyway, I'm whinging now, aren't I? Yeah, let's hope there's somewhere to park along there. Well, predictably, there was nowhere to park along there. I'll have another drive round and then I'll abort the mission, I think. I'll tell you what, let's go up Plymouth Hoe and have a look up there. I made cream tea, I've been in there. It was alright. Even these parking spaces here you have to pay at. Now in the summer I can see the point of that. There we go, there's the famous lighthouse for you. if my mate Wayne Toombs is watching this, yes, I would have popped in, mate, but it's pouring down with rain and my back's not good, so I'm not walking very well at the moment. So I think the best we're going to do today is a drive round tour. Seems to be doing a lot of those lately. Sorry about that, guys, but I can't do much about the weather or me back at the moment. This is the Barbican. It started raining again. I haven't got the appropriate change on me, and the machine doesn't take a card, which is good because I don't approve of that. But the one time I wanted to use it, it wasn't available. Anyway, this is the Barbican, and that over there is Captain Jasper's. Great place that is. A magpie there, look. Yeah. So yeah, there's the Barbican. If you're wondering why I got my glasses on, yes, I don't like driving in them. I prefer my contacts. But the lady said I had to wear my glasses for my HGV test, and then wouldn't test my eyes. So there you go. Right, well, I think I might head off somewhere else because, as my gran would say, this isn't getting the baby bathed. So from a pretty miserable Barbican, it's farewell. Just quickly as the rain has stopped, well, I say it stopped, it's drizzling there. I said I can't find anywhere to park really. So yeah, that's your view of the Barbican down there. That's the aquarium over that way. Queen Anne's Battery, which is owned by MDL, I believe. Now, interesting bit of information for you. You go through the lock and bear to your starboard side, and that's where Moonshadow is birthed, Sutton Harbour. And you'll have seen that yacht if you follow me a lot on my channel, as I used to skipper it occasionally with my friend Keith, who owned it. He's now in Turkey, so hello Keith, pie boy as I call him, sailing his catamaran he brought. So yeah, there's Plymouth for you. If I could have found somewhere to park, I would have gladly sucked up the pain and give it a bit of a tour, but so onward and upward, I'm going to get something to eat. Okay, well, I've just spoke to Chicken Boy about the big move next weekend. He's all set for that. And I just happened to mention that I was on my way back from Plymouth. And I was hungry because I couldn't find anywhere to park in Plymouth. And it's grey and a bit wet and I didn't want to walk about. So he said, he suggested the place in Totnes. So we're going to go there. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier about the withdrawal agreement and driving licence, I know quite a few of you are going to jump all over me saying, well, you need a UK address to have a UK licence. I've got one. As you know, if you follow the site, I come and go at the moment from both countries. And I want to eventually just stay, like probably next year now, just stay in Greece. So next year I will probably apply for a Greek driving licence. I don't see the point in holding a UK one after next year because I won't be coming back. Well, if I do, it won't be very often. But for this year, as I said, I want to keep my UK licence, and as Greek law states, as I said earlier, we're allowed to use our British licences so long as they are current. And to keep them current, you of course need a UK address, which I have. So there you go, that's that question answered for you. Anyway, as I said in the video a few weeks ago with me and the Hobbit and the Bucket are not lawyers, we're not legal eagles. I'm just telling you this from my own experience, and this is my own point of view and my own journey. So let's crack on, see what this place is like for something to eat. The signal box is called or something. Anyway. Okay, well, we've just come past a sign that made me laugh. When I was on stage, I used to do a lot of what I suppose they're called dad jokes, aren't they? We're on the A38 and we've just passed a place called Buckfastleigh. Now, my ex-girlfriend Lindsay Collard thought that was a sexual position. Boom, boom. Oh dear. No, she didn't. It was just a joke. Well, it's not looking hopeful. I think there's a closed sign, but we're going to go and have a look. Yeah, closed. Well. Closed, chicken boy. I was wondering how he finds these places, but you know, with a name like Chicken Boy, maybe they do some good chicken. I don't know. So we're in Totnes now. If you were wondering, just up there is the where everything happens, the main street. Well, that's what I'd call it. Yeah, not a lot to say about that really. The steam package. This has changed beyond recognition now. This is where Pete Goss built the catamaran for the Round the World Challenge, I think it was, wasn't it, or something? I don't know, I can't remember now, it's that long ago. Anyway, yeah, a lot's changed since then. All these buildings have gone up. Pete Goss, remember him? I bet you don't. I actually wrote to the Prime Minister at the time, I can't remember who that was now, it was that long ago, complaining that they weren't helping him enough. You're not going to get engineers making big gestures like that without a bit of help. And I know, as a lot of people said, it was built incorrectly and that's why it broke up. Yeah, I'd Google that because there's several different ways of looking at that. I mean, you wouldn't build a brand new car without testing it and sell it to the public, would you? Basically, that's what he was expected to do, build this catamaran with carbon fibre. It was at the time it was the biggest carbon fibre structure in the world. So you would have thought that the Navy could have gone out and got it back for us and put it on the side in Totnes. It would have been a big attraction. But no, as usual, the British, we said it was a load of rubbish and knocked him down. I mean, it started off quite good. He went up the River Thames. I saw the Queen, I think. Anyway, another story. Yeah, so this is Baltic Wharf. And back there is the River Dart, the river that I've lived on for the last, blimey, 8 years, 9 years, something like that. No, it's got to be 10. Yeah, 10 or 12 years. Long time. Like I say, got mixed emotions about the boat because, well, 25 years is a long time, isn't it? Anyway, I just thought I'd stop off and show you that. That's where Pete Goss built the, I can't remember what the name of the boat was, I might have to Google it. Anyway, so here you go. This is where everything happens really, in Totnes. I could tell you a few facts about the place, but I'm not that knowledgeable. I know it's got its own currency, or had its own currency. It's not a place I come to very often. Although I used to go to the Dartmouth Inn for me carvery, because I used to do one of the cheapest carveries in the area, and it was good. Look at that, what we've come across in front. I don't know what that is. I'm not very well up on me wagons. Try and get a bit closer so I can see what it is. I don't know. If you know what that is, leave in the comments because I'm interested. Big old boat, isn't it? I've had quite a lot of American cars over the years. I had a bit of a passion for them. My first one was a Chevy Impala SS Pillarless Sports. I mean, 1969 I think it was built. How much would that be worth now? I absolutely loved it. I swapped it for a camera. Yeah, I swapped it for a Chinon CE4, which was brand new back then and quite a lot. There we go, and as if by magic it's a completely new day, and quite a few days afterwards. So yeah, I went to D4 and they did my medical, but she wasn't happy to do my eye test because it runs out in April. Well, luckily I've got an appointment with Specsavers, and they're in Sainsbury's in Torquay, so we're going to go in there and get my eyes tested, which I wanted to do anyway, and I'm going to probably order some new glasses. Very expensive coming back to the UK, but we'll get into that in a minute. So let's go into Sainsbury's, get my eyes tested. What are you doing, Bucket?
Looking about. Here we go.
Well, I've got to get in there. Well, you know what the Hobbit would say? My carcass is too heavy for that.
Oh yes, tell the Hobbit we're at Sainsbury's. And we're allowed in.
Yeah, she's not allowed, she's been banned. In a bit, Bucket.
Just going shoplifting or what?
But we'll leave that to the Hobbit. Right. And here we go. Right, so that was the girls in Specsavers. Looked after me very well as usual. And I've got a new pair of glasses and my eyes are fine apparently. And I can see the Bucket over there. So that was Specsavers. I've got my form signed for the HGV, but I've got to come back to have my contact lens prescription checked. Although we don't think that will have changed, because the Hobbit was saying, oh well, you know, once you start wearing glasses you'll be changing them every year. Well, I've had the same prescription for about 8 years now, and they reckon my sight hasn't changed at all. So there you go. It's either a miracle or I'm doing all right.
And don't leave that on the roof.
And don't leave that on the roof, Bucket. That there. You shouldn't ever put anything on the roof of a car. The Bucket's quite right. Right. Right, well, another day, another dime. Back at Sainsbury's, this time for the contact lens check-up. And that hasn't changed either, Jackie Graham. The good thing about Specsavers is in this bag here I have about 6 months worth of contact lenses that I haven't used yet. So what they do is they put you on holiday with your account, so I now don't have to pay for 6 months. And then they'll start sending me some new ones out again, because I'll have used these probably. I also got some of my favourite coffee, which yes, I can get in Greece, which is good, isn't it? So hopefully that's the eye tests and medicals all done, and now I can get on with more important things. So that was this week's video, which I'm editing as we speak, as you can see. Thanks for sticking it out this long. I'll stick the winter warmer on after this little clip here. For those of you who hit the Coffee and PayPal page this week, thank you ever so much for doing that. I've got the best fans in the world. You really are supporting at the moment. As you know, I've had a bit of a rough ride this winter with my back going, not being able to work, selling the boat cheaper to finance what I'm doing, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, thank you ever so much for hitting the coffee page. It means the world to me. And for those of you who subscribed, that's fantastic too, because I'm trying to get to 1,000. Not quite sure what happens when I get there. But we're trying to get to 1,000. So yeah, that was this week's video, and I thank you all for watching and supporting the channel. Next week is the big move. I'm hiring a massive van with a tail lift on to move my stuff to Nomad International, to put it on a lorry, to get it to Greece and get it imported into the country, so that I've got all my tools, equipment and all my personal stuff. There won't be anything here in the UK then. I'm even going to sell the van, I think. If anybody wants an old T4 that's seen better days with banded steel wheels and a sun visor on it, then hit me up. You can take that away for a fair price. So yeah, that's what's happening next week. I've also got a video that I did in September, which I might put out before that, to be honest, just to brighten the days up, because we've done a few of these UK ones now. And then next week, or the following week, I'm looking for flights, so I should be flying back to Greece. Can't wait. I'm looking forward to it like you wouldn't believe. So there'll be a film about how I go about that as well, because I know a lot of you are interested in how you fly out of season back to Greece. So I'll go into some detail about that next week or the week after. Well, it'll be the week after, won't it? So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hitting the coffee page. And if you haven't had a look at the coffee page, there's some free stuff on there. I'll catch you all next week. Thanks for watching. Well, hi guys, here's your winter warmer bursting through your screen to cheer up and brighten up your winter day. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you where I am today. You're going to have to work that one out for yourselves. Leave it in the comments if you feel fit. I'm sure a lot of you know where this is. Beautiful day. I will tell you what part of the year we're in. We're in September. So, coming to the end of the peak of the holiday season, really. Starts to taper off a little bit from now on, and a few places start to close. Yeah, so if you know where I am, put it in the comments. What a lovely place. What are you doing, Andy?
Fucking about.
What are you doing, Bucket?
Fucking about.
What are you doing there, Dad?
What are we doing today?
What are we doing today?
Yeah.
Messing about.
Oh.